All right, we're done.
Hi,
No, sorry, go on.
already. Wow. Hi, Laurie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Congratulations on the show. I
Thank
love
you.
it so much.
Oh, I'm so
Everyone.
happy to hear that.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you're
good,
good.
good.
Yes, but I'm curious to know, as an executive producer, when a project like this one comes along, where it's a pure drama and it's a fantasy and it's a dramedy and it's all sort of things and it's a romance as well. What makes you think, yes, I have to get involved. I had to be on that project.
So many things. This was brought to me by Gemma Burgess, the creator showrunner, as a book she had read, and I immediately loved it. I mean, it played into the 16-year-old girl in me, everything I loved. Jane Austen. I had a
Yeah.
horse. I lived at the stables, and then as a filmmaker. I actually we haven't done it that many times, and I primarily worked in features, but I love genre, but I love, genre with a twist. And to me, this one was wonderfully rooted in a kind of romantic adventure that I love, but and
Mm.
then the surprise of the world and the Ethians, just to me, I immediately wanted to do it. And as you can imagine, it was tricky to pitch in a way
Yeah.
because of the fantasy element. I think what its strength is that the world is so real that it's set in, and it's
Mm.
really just as Gemma would say in our pitches, we'd say it describe the period, describe the historical character, and then say, and there just happen to be some people who can turn into animals. To me, the fantasy is key, and it
Yeah.
and it gives it a deeper meaning in terms of exclusion and otherness. But it it has to be treated somewhat that way. You have to. It's a key, but really the story is a big emotional adventure, I hope.
And I hear you say you're a pure drama fan as well. I was
Yes.
wondering, I am a pure drama fan. Any pure drama I will watch, but I need to have my little routine. I want to have a nice tea. I want to feel cozy, like maybe some candles. Do you have a routine like that, for example?
Yeah. Well, I don't, but I really long for when I've just watched a good one. I'm desperate to find the next. As I said, I loved in literature growing up. My mother was an English teacher, so I was given Austen and Edith Wharton and all of those writers very young. And to me, it's such an escape. And in fact, Burgess and I developed the first two episodes during COVID. We had met very briefly. We sold it. The COVID hit, and she was in New York and I was in LA. And I do think there's a particular escape to
Yeah.
going into that world, even though Tudor England, it's no walk in the park.
Exactly.
Everyone's trying to murder one another. Women are treated very
Yeah.
badly. But it was, yeah, I think I don't know, I do think there's a particular way in which we're drawn to that. And I think there's
Mm.
when Gemma and I began this, neither Bridgerton nor The Great nor Dickinson,
Yeah.
which are all shows
Mhm.
you could draw some, none of them had come out. And with each successive one, we go, oh my God, are they? But I feel I feel ours sufficiently different,
Yeah.
and that it is a genre now that there's a real audience for.
Exactly, and it's also a fantasy, as we said. And so you say the Tudor era, it was kind of, it was grim, it was horrible. Everybody was
Ah,
beheaded. Henry VIII, my God! But I'm so glad that Lady Jane and Guildford get their happy tale
yeah.
this time, because they both died at 19. So, which other star-crossed lovers, let's call them like that, would you like to get the Lady Jane treatment?
Ah, you
It's
know,
in literature and history, movies,
other
whatever you want.
stories. If I had one, I'd be making it. No, listen, it's not only cast. Well, Baz Luhrmann's Romeo and Juliet's
Uh,
truly one of my favorite movies of all time. But I
mm,
also think it's star-crossed. In this case, it's also, I love films or television that is about combative male-female relationships,
yeah.
that are always driven. A good fight is as sexy as sex. Come on, and I think I'm very much drawn to that sort of opposites and relationships that begin on
Yeah.
the very wrong foot and then turn. I love 30s and 40s comedies. We use those as a reference to whether it's Katharine Hepburn or those great screwball comedies were also a reference, and I can watch. Those are a good one to,
They are.
a night in.
Yeah, I completely agree. But Laurie, they're giving me the wrap. I wish I had thousands of questions for you, but thank you so much for joining me today, and congrats on the show, really.
Thank you. So great to meet you.
Thank you. Thank you.